Hi folks, Dave Schmidt here. It's the morning of September 15th as I'm coming to you today with my weekly report. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to all the people that attended the Atlanta workshop over the weekend. It had been a 4-month break since I had done one, and it was so nice to get back into that. Also, I wish you could see some of the emails and the comments that had come from the people about how thankful they are for what happens, the information they receive, and also just the excitement and the joy that seems to take place throughout the day that we are there. Also, I have shared with you there is information that I can share at the workshops that I just cannot share here online in any way. Now, that being said, the next workshop is September 26th in Santa Ana, California. 2 weeks after that in Kansas City, Missouri. 1 week after that here in my hometown in Sedona. So the 26th in Santa Ana, October 10th in Kansas City, October 17th here in Sedona. Now, let me share this. I am aware of 5 different private exchanges that are in the process right now. That is according to my sources. And I need to say this, private is private. They have all signed an NDA, and they are not going to give me the details, and I don't have those details. But private is private, and they are underway. I have been able to share a few of those things at the workshops. Now let me say this, and I know some of you are going to criticize me thinking that all I'm trying to do is get people to come to my workshops and make money. Please, I have stated multiple times, anybody is welcome to come if they want to come. I have reduced scholarship rates. I have to cover my overhead expenses. As long as there is room in the facility, in the room, you are welcome to come. But here's what I want to say. If you are holding currencies, dinar or dong, and you are not on a private exchange list that has already been notified, then you're going to want to be there. That's the bottom line. If you don't want to show up and if you don't want to take care of your business, that is your choice. But it is there that I can speak to you one-on-one and answer some of your questions. And if I tell you that I don't know, I will tell you that I don't know. If I cannot answer the question because of confidentiality, then I won't answer the question. But I can at least point you in the right direction for you to be able to take advantage of the currencies that you hold. I've said this many times. Others have said it. My sources have said it. Number one, you always have to come back to who is paying for these exchanges. And because of that, they are all saying there will never, ever be a public exchange with the currencies you are holding now. If you're holding a 25,000 dinar note, do not ever expect to be able to take that into a bank and then exchange it at a higher rate. $2, $3, $5, whatever. That is never, ever going to happen, folks. And here's why. I've said this. Please listen to this and get it. There are criminals, terrorists, and drug dealers that have billions and billions of dinar. And the people who are funding this, there is no way they are going to allow that money to get into their hands and allow them to become overnight billionaires. That is what would happen if it was an open exchange at a bank. So the only way you're going to be able to exchange those currencies is in a private exchange. That's it. And they're going to ask you to fill out information. They're going to do a criminal background check on you, and they're going to ask you to sign an NDA. If you don't want to do that, then my advice to you is make a decision for yourself if you want to continue holding these currencies or you want to get rid of them. If you want to be able to participate, I'd recommend you come to the workshop. That's all I can say. I mean, I know it now. I can hear it. The criticism. He's just trying to make money. He's just trying to get people there so he can get more money. Oh, come on. It's peanuts to what I make there in contrast to what I could make. My job has always been here to help you, to do the best that I can. That's very fulfilling for me, and it means a lot for me. And thank you so much for those of you that understand it. Now, having said that, what I want to talk about tomorrow in the radio program, whatever happened to Jade Helm? Today is the last day of Jade Helm, a 2-month military exercise. And if you notice, it's been quiet the whole 2 months. But let's go back prior to when it started. I was amazed at the fear, the anxiety, the anticipations, thinking that this was going to be a military takeover of our country, that martial law was going to be imposed, that they were here to absolutely control us. I was amazed about how many people that I would consider to be wise, astute, aware, and awake people that had fallen for the fear, that were so concerned that this world was doomed and that we were in for some deep problems. Now, I'm not going to say that maybe quietly a few things didn't happen, but you notice it never took place to the extent that it did. Now, a couple weeks ago, I gave a report about a 20-page report on the RVGCR that had come out that I said was flat out disinformation. And about 70% of the report was really good, but there was enough that was in there that it pulled you in. I've shared this with you multiple times, and the ambassador has shared with it as well. The cabal are masters at deception and disinformation. And the way they do that the most is playing with our minds. They want us to believe stuff that isn't true. They want us to focus on stuff that is not going to happen. Because if they can keep our attention there, then they are in control. I talk about this and I share this and I go into much more depth about it in the workshops. It's about mind control. It's about planting thoughts. And it's not necessarily controlling us directly. It's about giving us enough information that we then take off and run with it. We run with it in apprehensions. We run with it in false perceptions. We run with it in projecting things into our thoughts that we might think are going to happen. We run with it in fear. We run with it in anxiety. We run with it in anger. We run with it in attacking others. Those are all the things of a world that is phasing away. An old third-dimensional world as we are moving into what we call a collective higher consciousness. This last 2 months, and we're still basically, I should say we have about a few more weeks to go, of this new energy that's coming into the planet, this wave X energy, this photon light energy that is coming into us. Folks, it's very real. At the Atlanta workshop, I asked how many of you here are really experiencing that? And I'd say about 80% of the people raised their hand. They're very much aware of what's going on. They're feeling it. I'm experiencing it. There is right now, I'm going through some stuff where I feel sometimes I'm just like, wow, come on. You know, the drama thoughts going through my mind. But I'm working out and learning how to release that, to let it go, to allow my mind to come to the place of peace. One of the most important things that we can do for ourselves is get in touch with our thoughts. And you get in touch with your thoughts when you get in touch with your feelings and your emotions. Because your feelings and your emotions are basically telling you what you are thinking. We're moving into a new world, folks. The old world, most of us were asleep, in so many words. Now, I don't want to say that to be condescending and derogatory. We were asleep because we just went about our daily lives. We went about doing our jobs, raising our families. And behind the scenes, there was this quiet shadow government. There was this quiet shadow financial system. There was this quiet cabal system that was really running and controlling the world that has brought us to the point of where we are now. But the good news is it's all shifting and changing. And we as the collective are waking up. That's a lot of what my workshop is about. Us collectively waking up and what we can do to shift and change with this and move into this new world. If you just want to stay where you are, stay where you are. If you want to know what's happening and what you can do to move into this new environment, this new shift and change that's coming forth, and I give specifics, I give historical records, I give historical documentation of where all this is coming from, how religious masters from going back thousands of years have all pointed to this time, how even David Wilcock and the ambassador point to this stasis, a giant who has been in stasis, kind of like a coma sleeping state for over 30,000 years, and he's starting to wake up now. This isn't just a bunch of woo-woo stuff, folks. It's all documented. We are in such a massive shift and change right now. So the question is, what are you doing about it in your life? Because of all the stuff that goes on in your life, jobs, positions, trying to accomplish things, what good is it if in the end it's all going to fade away and isn't going to mean anything? We have a responsibility as a human race to move into the higher sense of consciousness so we can shift and change our world. Because if we don't do that, you and I know, look around us. Look what we've done to our planet. Look what we've done to our world. Look at the wars and the chaos, the pollution, the degradation of our planet. We are the ones who are shifting the change. And I absolutely believe within myself we are on the right path, and it's all good news. It's just part of the transition we go through when we go through these shifts and changes. I want you to be able to reap the rewards of why you had really started with me in the first place. I started this about 2 years ago, and it was all around the RVGCR. I have evolved into what I call practical, what I call historical spiritual teachings, because that's what I love to do, and that's what I want to bring to you. But I don't want to see you disappointed because you didn't get to participate in what took place. I don't know what else, how much more straight I can be in telling you, if you really want to participate in this, you need to let go of all the dinar gurus. Notice there isn't much substance to what they're saying anymore because they don't have anything to say. There is no substance. They're not in touch with the sources of the money. The only place on this planet that has the kind of money to pay for an RVGCR is the Dragon family. And you know that I've been in touch with the ambassador, and I've been to China 3 times and I've met with them. I've been blessed. I'm the one who has had the opportunity to go really deep down the rabbit hole. Now, I'm not saying that the others are bad people. They're reporting what they know. They're reporting from the sources that they have. But what I'm saying is that their sources aren't very deep. What you don't hear and receive is the threats that I get. What you don't hear and receive are there's some cabal people out there that absolutely hate me. What you don't see is why I don't get posted on the other websites, because I'm too close to the truth. Now, some people can say that's egotistical, or I can just say, no, it's just honest. But if you also notice, I don't try to promote myself. I don't try to get myself out there. I don't try to make my list grow. I don't try to move myself from a list of 10,000 to 20,000 people. I let people find me. And if that's important in their life, and if they believe that I have something that's important to say, they'll want to listen. I want to thank all of you. I would encourage you to try to get to one of these workshops. There are exchanges underway. Thank you very much. I look forward to having you join me on the radio program tomorrow night. I love all of you. Thanks a lot. Okay, bye-bye.